what's going on, guys? Stock Catcher here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about many stock setups, as well as I'm also going to be talking about really popular names that you guys really love, as well as myself, such as GNS, Open, and Wlgs, and many more, guys. So if you're not part of the team, I recommend you join the team, subscribe, like the video, and comment as well, guys. I appreciate it because it helps grow the community. So today, actually, the CPI data came out in the morning time. If you remember, I posted it right within seconds. I posted it on StockTwit, I posted it on Twitter, as well as on YouTube. So I'm just curious, guys, if you're watching this video, are you more bullish or bearish on the overall S&P 500? Are you bullish in terms of the macro, like the economy? What's your thoughts, guys? I'm just curious because I like reading your opinions as well. So drop down in the comments, guys. And today, the first stock, this is not in any order, guys. Some of the stocks in the beginning are not better than the ones in the end, as well as, you know what I mean, guys. So the first one will be ALT. This one actually was a stock I mentioned in the past. If you remember, when I talked about the stock, it made a really big drop, and then it kind of made like a cat bounce type of setup, right? So that's when a stock makes a big drop and then it recovers a good chunk of the move. So ALT actually is a bio stock, 304.56 million market cap. And if you look at the cash, they have over $180 million in cash, a good chunk of cash. This stock actually also is a short squeeze type of angle as well, because remember, the short squeeze stocks have been ripping face lately. If you check the data on this stock, it actually has a high short percentage, as well as this is a multi-day setup as well. When this stock made that big drop up, it actually held those key levels, those support levels, and it was just consolidating. And if you look at the data, this stock has good pipeline progress because it's a buyout, right? And it's achieved MASH resolution in 24 weeks. So next stock would be FSI. This one actually I did mention as a swing trade potential. So this is one of those environmental technology companies. This stock has a blue sky potential. That's referring to the technical chart. If you look at the daily chart, this stock has pretty much blue sky. What that means is after the previous resistance clears, there's potential for it to just keep going up because there's no further resistance walls, right? If you guys know what I'm saying. So this stock actually had recent news that came out, which is a new 5-year food grade contract. And there was really bullish news as well. This stock Q2 revenue, nice data as well. If you guys are planning on swing trading this, in my opinion, I think the key level it has to hold is $7 for continuation. So I'm also going to be starting to mention more swing trade ideas as well, because you guys seem to really like that as well, right? So next setup would be Ncna. This stock has a 10.72 million market cap. That's really small compared to many stocks that we talk about, right? So one thing you really want to remember for the stock is that the earnings is coming up this week, actually in 2 days, August 14. This stock is a cancer tumor type of angle stock. So when it comes to cancer stocks, especially low floaters, they have a really good potential to pop a lot because it's just the nature of the sector, right? This stock, the market potential, I was just researching it for a little bit, potential to exceed $20 billion. It's massive. And if you look at the cash position, strong cash runway into Q4 2026. This stock actually is also a post-reverse split, right? I just mentioned it 30 seconds ago, where when a stock is low float, it gets really thin and it has gap fill potential. So basically, you really want to monitor the level 2 on the stock in the coming days, right? So next stock, BBAI, 1.63 billion market cap. This stock is a really popular stock as well. I've been getting a lot of messages from you guys asking about BBAI. I've just looked it up a little bit, right? This stock has a strong cash position of $391 million as of June 30, 2025. And I think the earnings, in my opinion, was kind of an overreaction. It's just my opinion, where it just sold off. I think it was like trading at $8 or something like that. And then it crashed all the way to like 4 something. And I think it's an overreaction, in my opinion, because if you're talking about AI, right? AI stocks is for the future. You're talking about the growth potential in this sector, airport security contract angle, as well as AI-driven defense and intelligence solutions to U.S. national security agencies. So when people are getting into AI, most people, I think what they should do, in my opinion, not financial advice, is think about the future, not think about the present, right? So next stock will be the new IPO coming up, guys. BLSH Bullish. That's the name of the new IPO. That's a really cool name, honestly, for a new IPO. So this stock actually, BlackRock, which is a significant name, is buying 33%. This stock is also bought by Peter Thiel. If you guys remember yesterday, right? ATNF, I'm gonna be mentioning that later in the video, but that was insane today. It ripped, I think, like 300%. Because I posted about the Peter Thiel purchase yesterday, right? This stock owns CoinDesk Media, $167 million in revenue. It's a media and crypto play as well. This is a really cool fact. The former NYSE president is the CEO of this company. That's really cool. This stock is over $3 billion in liquid asset. So this is going to be a really, really top watch for me tomorrow, especially since ATNF momentum as well. Right, the Peter Thiel. So next one will be ONDS. This one has a 760.44 million market cap. I believe I did mention this stock over the weekend. I think it was like 2 days ago I mentioned this. And this stock has, if you look at the data, it's actually really big, plus 555% year-over-year growth. Expecting new orders across Europe, the Middle East, and the United States. So they have like global presence as well. Global contracts and massive growth. If you look at the current administration, there's a lot of potential as well. 14.3 million Optimus order, largest in company's history. I've been watching the volume today. The volume has been really accelerating as well. So this stock actually was doing more research on as well. It's in a really hot sector. So I'm gonna be watching other stocks in this sector as well, such as I'm gonna be mentioned later in the video. So stick around, guys. So next stock is Mira, 26.98 million market cap. This is a smaller market cap. This stock is planning for US phase 2A trial initiation by the year, and it's advancing ketamine 2 with no neurotoxicity. This stock, if you look at the market potential as well, they came out the future, right? 7.97 billion to 16.79 billion. That's more than a 2x. So also one thing that was interesting, really interesting about the stock this year, they announced Ncna Pharma acquisition. So looking at this stock, actually, based on my experience in the past with this stock likes to run pre-market, usually off of news, right? So that's my biggest thing when I'm looking at Mira, is to look for positive catalyst, because this stock moves fast. I think it's a low floater as well, right? Mira. So I added to my watch list, guys. Next one will be Ixhl. This one, a very, very popular stock as well. This is a tiny market cap, 12.39 million market cap. If you look at the technical bullish factors, look at the 200 moving average range. There's a lot of range on this stock. Looking at the fundamental data, cash on hand as well, a really good cash on hand. Looking at the targeted conditions for the stock, arthritis angle, IBD, lung inflammation. This stock is really interesting potential as well. Look at the multiple commercialization potential route as well. So the reason this stock looks really interesting as well, not just about the data aspect, is more about the volume aspect. I've been seeing really interesting upticks, like increase basically, in the volume recently, ever since that big drop, because the stock is making kind of a cap bounce type of situation, like ALT earlier. Remember I mentioned that stock, so keep an eye on this one. Next one will be ATNF. This one I mentioned it yesterday if you check multiple times on Twitter as well as on YouTube. So this stock, what was really interesting about it was the fact that the stock had a multi-day setup before this happened, which was the news or the 7.5% position by Peter Thiel, right? And on top of that, this was an Ethereum treasury strategy play. If you remember what happened with BMNR, SBET, those type of plays where they ended up ripping actually a lot. They ran over $20, right? So ATNF was just chilling at $4 today. In the pre-market, I made a clear post where I said that if it bases, which means that if it starts to hold that support, basically make a base, it would likely run and end up ripping phase 300% today. So shout out to you guys if you did good on ATNF. Next one will be Gevo, 446.78 million market cap. This stock is really interesting because the volume on it was actually really nice. So this stock is a green energy play. High short squeeze potential as well. Really nice cash situation, cash flow. And if you look at the revenue, net income, this stock actually is holding those key levels. I wouldn't be surprised if this stock makes a multi-day move, which means that if it holds those previous levels, if it holds those supports and resistances, it's going to continue higher in the coming days, right? And if you look at the data where Gevo's Net 01 project has received a 1.46 billion loan commitment from the U.S. Department of Energy. So even if you look at the future for the stock, there's also potential there as well, not just speaking about the current situation. Think about the future angle as well, guys. Gevo, really nice play. Next one will be Webull, which is really nice, right? Webull is a trading platform, actually the one that I post the charts from, actually. And this stock, I mean, this trading platform, I like it a lot. I'm not sponsored. I've used many platforms. I've used probably at least 10 trading platforms in my life because I've been doing stocks many years, like 7 years now, and Webull is definitely my top, one of my top choices, right? The only bad thing is that customer service is kind of, they don't really pick up the phone. But other than that, look at the Webull value compared to Robinhood. I think Webull is significantly better than Robinhood, but the market value is a lot less, right? 7. And look at the technical setup 4-hour chart forming. Huge growth potential, in my opinion. First quarter earnings 2025 beat. And if you guys are interested, you could sign up using my link. Again, not sponsored, but I think we both get like free rewards for Webull in the description. So next stock, Wlgs. This one, a very, very popular stock. I've been getting a lot of messages of people asking me to get my thoughts on this stock. I actually did mention this stock several times in the past. It ended up ripping face, I think, to like 15 cents or 20 cents. And then after that, now it's starting to form that base again over that 5-cent key psychological level. And if you look at the data, where the stock actually this year had $71 million contract by NQ Marble, exclusive rights to pioneer dual purpose marble. So basically this stock has potential for further catalysts as well, in my opinion, because think about it, this stock is until early November to get over $1. So I think the company is going to start to release more news, as well as this has a short squeeze element as well, percent float wise. And on top of the micro pennies actually have been really hot this year. If you remember, I talked about Gevo, ABP, TNFA, Wlgs, so SGBX. These are really nice, interesting micro pennies. Next one, Open. This stock a lot of people like as well. I'm also bullish on it. 1.83 billion market cap. This stock breaking out of that channel, finally starting to squeeze. Today I was watching the volume, really good volume on the breakouts. The stock is a more real estate type of player, real estate digital. Big online data platform potential as well. Short shares availability decreasing. This stock reminds me of GME. And when I say GME, GameStop, or AMC, I don't really mean that this stock is gonna replicate that exactly, because that was one of the craziest times, right? But I think this stock could definitely still squeeze. And people are saying it could end up like GameStop. Again, anything when it comes to small cap or any stock, anything could happen in my opinion right now, financial advice. But I've seen some crazy price action in my trading history where I seen a stock rip like, what was it, 20,000%, RGC. It was like crazy. So next one, UAVS. This one, 67.41 million market cap. Look at the technical bullish weekly chart. Really nice weekly chart. I think this stock needs cash, in my opinion, to be honest with you, to expand, right? Because this sector is kind of like cash tight when it comes to these type of stocks, right? If you look at the global partnership angle, really nice to the fact that they're actually expanding into places such as Japan, Brazil. You really want to have global presence, such as the stock I mentioned earlier. I believe it was ONDS, right? Where you really want to have the partnerships, right? So this stock actually is also a multi-day candidate. If you look at the chart, similar to GEVO earlier, it's just holding those key levels. It looks interesting. So I'm gonna be watching UAVS in the coming weeks as well, guys. So next one Mvis. This one 338.59 million market cap, Microvision. This stock actually has a BlackRock ownership, right? High short interest as well. So there's a short squeeze angle as well. This stock also prime defense contractor partnership potential. And if you look at the autonomous swarming drone system, so this stock actually has a lot of interest behind it as well. On social media, I've been seeing bullish posts about how Microvision has even connections to NVIDIA, right? If you remember that stock a few weeks ago, remember LIDR? I believe they also had a NVIDIA type of angle, and then it just ended up ripping face. MVIS actually is an interesting runner because in the past, this stock had really bullish price action. So history tends to repeat itself when it comes to parabolic runs. But this stock actually has the float is kind of on the higher side, but I still am interested in looking at Microvision. The next stock is GNS, guys. GNS, really interesting stock. Really nice setup. Looking at the daily chart. The stock has been kind of selling off, but honestly, I still bullish on GNS. If you look at the bullish factors for the stock, AI education angle, I think a lot of people are just focusing too much on the short squeeze element, which is nice too, but you have to remember that GNS actually is an AI education stock, and today I saw the news that they're pursuing dual listing on the Asian stock exchange, and the stock I think needs more buybacks. They had PR. I just saw, I think it was like a week ago. They're doing really good in that department where they just keep dropping good news. And if I did some research actually, you look at Singapore, I believe the CEO has expertise in the area, right? National AI strategy is, if you look at the other potential, like in terms of like market potential, and this stock has the angle. I think my battery's about to die, so I was just checking. So when it comes to stock, basically what I'm trying to say is that you really want to focus on the other aspects as well, not just the short squeeze, right? You really want to focus on the company as itself. This is just my opinion. Where I think this stock just off that alone could hit two plus easily. Like, I'm being honest with you, like 100%. Because if you look at the market potential, right, especially remember what I talked about earlier, the AI just increasing the society, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger, guys. AI education, the future. If you look at what's happening with China, I posted some information on StockTwits about that, as well as other countries are going to adopt it, in my opinion. And when it comes to education, Asia countries are usually like, as of now, they're more ahead, right? And if you look at Japan and those, but I'm not going to go deep into that because right now my battery's kind of dying. But what I'm trying to say is that GNS, I'm really bullish on it, guys. What's your price target? Write down in the comments, guys. I'm going to be dropping more news. And actually, there's a lot of catalysts coming for the stock as well. If you look online, in the coming weeks, you really want to pay attention to GNS. It's on one of my top watch lists. And again, I do think that this stock definitely should not be at this price. This is just my opinion. And the selling off has just been kind of, it's just too much selling. But definitely, this stock should easily bounce back, right, from this current level. Because this right now is trading at really cheap right now, actually. So keep an eye on this stock, in my opinion, guys. So if you have any questions, guys, write down in the comments. And I read the comments, guys. So Stockcatcher signing out, guys, and have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow.